Hey, I couldn't have found a more peaceful, tranquil location to talk about an extremely violent cartoon game called Samurai Jack and the Amulet of Time. And unfortunately, this is another one of those licensed games that we're very disappointed in. They've done a very good job of actually bringing the world of the cartoon into the Game Boy Advance cartridge. It does look just like the animated series. Jack moves with all kinds of really cool animations. He's got lots of sword attacks that he can pull out. Some magical abilities that he's got as well. He can roll under things. He can leap off of walls. Nice stuff there. I also enjoyed the music and the sound effects in there, but none of that stuff is any good if you can't control your character properly, and unfortunately that's what you've got here with Jack. It just doesn't ever give you that tactile response that you need from an action platform game like this. And the major issue that I've got with this game is the really flaky collision detection. You just can't tell when you're on a platform properly. You'll be standing there and your robe will be all over the place, and you'll slip off and you'll fall to the bottom of a big platform ledge, and you get so frustrated. Jumping off of the walls and bouncing off of each of the walls is incredibly frustrating as well, because you don't know when you've actually made contact with the walls. I like the concept very much. I love the animated series. It's too bad about the game. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. Alright, we're still at Comic-Con 2003. We found this sort of Nintendo area behind us, and it's fitting because we're going to talk now about Wario World for the GameCube. What'd you think of this one?
Now, Wario World's the bad dude.
Yes.
Why?
He's the anti-Mario.
Why does Wario have this kind of like evil grin all that, like this?
Yeah, I know, he's walking around. That's the best part. Well, not that. No. Okay, come back. Wario is very fun because he does have such a nasty attitude, and that to me was the most enjoyable part of this game. I've always wanted to play a full 3D action-adventure game like Wario.
Now hold on. Full 3D, Mr.
Right,
Mr. I hate invisible wall
Yes.
person here.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things I noticed about this game is that it's actually not really free-roaming 3D like the Mario Sunshine is.
Absolutely not.
This
like
game
that.
is like, it's like
the whole world is one giant box around Wario.
How did you feel about that? Because you're Mr. I hate invisible walls, and the whole front
is a big invisible wall.
It's a big invisible wall.
Well, I gotta say, I was disappointed when I first started playing the game, and I was like, you can't go everywhere. This isn't like Mario. And then I started playing it, and it's a totally different type of game. This is all action.
It's more like a platform game, except they extended the platform to be a little more 3D, which I don't mind. I was just wondering what your opinion was.
Well, and the thing is they mixed in all kinds of sort of like Final Fight kind of combat, because you're always beating up on the bad guys, so you're never bored. You're always being hit by different things to do.
Now, to me, you know, the whole Wario World, this didn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
Didn't appeal to my liking. I don't like these cutesy style. I don't care if it's a platform game or an action game or a sports game.
But don't you love that he comes and he grabs a guy and he spins him around and he says, "Have a rotten day," when he throws the guy off the edge of the thing?
That was almost cute.
The comedy in this thing
Not
is
exactly
great.
Metal Gear Solid or Final Fantasy, but
you can't compare Wario World to Metal Gear Solid. You're right.
I thought the music writing was really well done.
Yes.
But again, you know, the production is very MIDI sounding, very 10 years ago.
I'll tell you what the best thing about this game, apart from the character of Wario.
Picking up guys and throwing them.
That's great, but it's just the control in general. I mean, if you've ever wanted to play a 3D platform style game and see what the best type of control for this kind of game is, pick up this thing. It's pixel perfect.
It's fun, it's addictive. Again, it just doesn't appeal to my liking that much, you know.
You had a rotten day.
Oh, well, I had a rotten day when I was playing this game, maybe.
My only major complaint with the game is that it's over just as you're getting into it. I'm giving Wario World 8 out of 10.
We give it a 7.5.
On the positive side, Wario is a great character. He's the anti-Mario, very funny attitude. The overall presentation of Wario World is top-notch. But the best part about the gameplay is the pixel-perfect control.
On the negative side, I wish the music production quality was higher. It's not a complete 3D experience, so you are kind of hampered and limited with invisible walls. And if you're not into the whole cutesy style game, this one might not be for you.
Have a rotten day. All right, we're going to stay now in the world of Nintendo. We're going to talk about the Game Boy Player. This is the device that slaps onto the Nintendo GameCube and allows you to play Game Boy Advance games on your big screen. Now, what'd you think of this one?
It's a Game Boy Advance that's on the bottom
of your GameCube.
Of your GameCube.
Right. You can actually link up Game Boy Advance systems to the Game Boy Advance player and play multiplayer Game Boy games with somebody playing it on a TV and the other people playing it on the Game Boy Advance screens. What you cannot do is you can't hook up a couple of Game Boy Advance players together and play multiplayer games. You can't have like two TVs and everything.
72 Game Boy Advances would have been possible if they would have put that option in.
But you can't do that.
Well, the coolest thing is that you're able to play your favorite Game Boy Advance games on your big screen.
That's right.
And it's all about that, right?
Yep, exactly that.
Now, hauling around your big screen TV and your Game Boy Advance can be difficult.
It ceases to become as
portable. That's kind of tough to do.
You get a disc that allows your GameCube to sort of circumvent itself. It sort of becomes a Game Boy Advance all of a sudden with this disc in it.
For new people who go out and buy their GameCube right now, you can actually get an option, a choice, if you want a game or this device.
Which is really cool.
So it's like getting two systems for one.
That's right. So what are you going to do? You going to recommend the Game Boy Player?
Me, myself, I wouldn't recommend it because I already have a Game Boy Advance.
All right, well, we're going to go with that.
But if I don't have a GameCube and I don't have a Game Boy Advance, I want to buy both at the same time, and if you're that person, then maybe I would recommend it.
I recommend it. Game Boy Player is cool. On the positive side, the Game Boy Player snaps into the GameCube quickly and easily. You can pick up your Game Boy Player when you pick up the GameCube, so it's like getting two systems for the price of one. But the best thing of all is now you can see those great-looking Game Boy Advance games on your TV.
On the negative side, if you don't have a GameCube, then this thing's completely worthless. And do we really need to see all of the old Game Boy games, new Game Boy games on a big screen TV?
Stick around. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the brand new Tomb Raider game.
Yummy.